All right, guys. Hey, I thought it'd be interesting to give you a tour of my office. So I'm doing this from Selfie Cam right now. I just thought it'd be interesting, kind of show you like where I work and how I do my stuff, and then all the crazy shit I have all over my office right now. Because I decided not to clean up my office at all because I thought it would be more interesting, and then I thought maybe I'll do this in the future a couple times, and then it'll be kind of like a journal of where my office was during different things. That's the entire point of this YouTube channel anyway, is to document stuff. So it should be a little bit more raw, a little bit less refined than some other channels, because I'm actually building this stuff and inventing it as I go. So yeah, let's show you guys around, and I'll show you everything that I got going in here. All right, so this is where I sit, and then behind me are some of my studies, some of my drawings. I do these sometimes to help me think things through, and then I design them, and then they end up almost inevitably changing. I've already decided I'm doing the spine differently, so that's going to change. But that was the first one I did, and that one you can see had almost no skeleton on it, and then this one was mostly skeleton, but it also had the muscles on it too. The muscles are black and the skeleton's silver, and then the base suit was done with blue, which eventually, if I ever do another one of these, I'm going to get a different color for that because I don't really like it. But those are two were done at different times. Then I have a plant over here because I kind of believe in like green living and being around living things. I think it makes people happier. And then I have a box of kind of shit that I keep. Those are stickers from my old LLC. There's Susan the skeleton right there. Small papers, and then down here we kind of go down and just all kinds of kind of random things in books that I have. There is actually a lot of the books I use more often, including at the front a Iron Man novel, which I don't use as often, but lots of different books that I've read on different subjects as I'm designing things. A couple of them you'll see on there on optics because I was designing an augmented reality thing at some point. And then I have all my business books down there. And then these down here are two kind of early prototypes of some different. That one was for the arm that I showed you. That was one of the first forearm pieces. And then that one is an opening ring design, which I'll show you. I'm going to be coming back to, so I'll show you that, guys, at some point. And then that's Jack Sparrow. And then there's the original, one of the original muscles that I showed you in the muscle video. More books. Up here, this is kind of exciting. This is one of my favorite authors right here. Anyway. Robert Greene. And then this book in particular, Mastery, is my favorite book ever. It kind of changed my life as I was traveling, and part of what encouraged me or put me on the road that has me doing what I'm doing now. This right here is an NVIDIA computer. It's just it's mounted on a motherboard that's designed for doing development, so it kind of comes easy to use. And then the graphics processing chips are in here. So there's I think two GPUs in here. It's called the Jetson TX2. So essentially, it's a powerful, NVIDIA processor computer for doing. For doing, they designed this computer for doing deep neural nets, so for artificial intelligence. So that's what that is right there. So this computer is running on a Linux system, and I use this computer for doing that. And I'm planning a video to come out soon. I'm just still teaching myself this stuff, so I'm learning it, and then I'm going to do a video on it. And so I've played with it a little bit, but that's where that's going. And then I have a couple more books, and then a quote from Jack London over there, which I've had for a long time. And then we're come to my messy desk. So over here, I have some hard drives, a couple hard drives sitting on the desk. I have Netter's Atlas of Human Anatomy, which I use all the time. It's one of my most used books, and then this is one of my journals just sitting here. Like I said, it's pretty messy because I just wanted y'all to see exactly what it was, but there's an eye right there. And this is a great book if you're interested in anything with how the human body works, because it was drawn in such a way, each drawing was meant to represent something, so it really helps you understand things at a deeper level because you can just see it. You don't have to think about it or be taught it as much. It helps be taught it, but it's still a very good book. So I use that book a lot. It's usually on my desk, but not always. This right here is a model of a neck piece. I'll be showing this in more detail on a future video, but this was an initial model, and then I got rid of it for a while because I didn't like it, and then now I'm revisiting it with a lumbar. This is a new lumbar design. As you can see, that's the lumbar, and that's bullshit. And then this is how it's gonna open, and with these two. So that's the hinge, and that's the clasp. So that's something I'm gonna be working on in another video too. I'm actually gonna do some of the modeling up for that today, hopefully. And so that video should be coming out within the week. And then there is my monitor, and then there is my old computer. This is a 2012, mid 2012 MacBook Pro that I swapped out the hard drive, which sits in here, and I replaced it with an SSD. And then I took the RAM from 4 gigabytes to 8 gigabytes, and then that was moving too slow, so I have 16 gigabytes in the mail to hopefully bump this thing up, because I liked doing and recording what I was working on live that one time. Even though not a whole lot of people watched it, I think it makes for an interesting journal of what I'm doing. So then here's a book on, this is the book on deep reinforcement learning that I'm learning from right now, and so some of the first videos in that are going to come straight from this book, and then hopefully I'll start messing with my own stuff at some point. And then it's a little chaotic, here's another notebook right here, and scientific journal, my headphones, which I use all the time. These are Beats that I just got lucky and got for my mom because she wasn't using hers, and I use them all the time. I'd like to get some noise canceling ones at some point, but some receipts I need to add into my books. Then if we come over here, here is my whiteboard, and these are just some drawings that I have up here, as well as just different notes of things I need to do. But those mostly are drawings of some of the clavicle stuff on the exoskeleton that I was working on. There's a drawing I still have to give to someone from one of our crowdfunding campaigns. And then over here, my shirt that I wear all the time. There's the exoskeleton. This is kind of where it rests right here. So this is the one that I showed in the video. And then again, more plants. Like I said, I like to have living things. I think it makes people less stressed and happy. So I have some of those in here. Shout out to my sister. She was the one who gave me these two bigger ones. She's like, has like 100 of them. So she gave them to me. And then here's my 3D printer. This is the FlashForge Creator Pro. And if it turns on, so this little printer is actually something we got and thought was going to be like kind of helpful, and it ended up being very helpful. It's actually it's not an amazing printer, but it works well, and it does do pretty good prints. So I end up using it a lot. That and my lathe I use a lot, but I use this more than the lathe. It's mainly because it's easier to use. Anything that's automated is a lot easier to use. Running a manual lathe is a lot of work. And then this is more office stuff over here, so just kind of different storage. I store a lot of my electrical stuff up here, but a lot of that's on the ground because I was messing with batteries. Printer, stuff like that. And then we'll come over to this mess over here. I need a better cable management system. If you can't see, it's just all over the place right now. But there's that. And then this other mess over here is my bag that I carry stuff in. But this is two different types of chargers for lithium polymer batteries that they use for RCs. So RCs, really, these lithium polymer batteries, these are some of the best batteries you can buy. These are better than what's in the Tesla right now. They're higher energy density, and they can discharge faster, lots of stuff like that. The reason they don't use them in the Tesla is because they're more expensive. So the thing with Tesla batteries, and they're still fine batteries, and the packs are so big, the discharge rate doesn't matter and stuff like that. So it's all about designing for what you need. But the Tesla batteries are a lot cheaper, which makes them more efficient. And then so these right here I have, they're not put together right now, but these right here I attach into this, and this drains them down to like 50%, which is what you want to store them at, because batteries are finicky, and so you want to store them at not full voltage. And then this right here is a part that I made, but you can also just buy these. So I soldered this one together, but you can also just buy these, and these clip these two together, and this outputs I think 47 volts. Yeah, I think 47 volts because they're wired in a series together. So, and then theoretically I could get another 2-pack of these and double my battery lifetime by doing that. But this right here is going to run the electrohydraulic exomuscle, which I'm going to be doing a video on soon. I would like to get it actually sort of working a little bit, because I think that'll be a lot more compelling for people to see. But that will be that at some point. And then I have a crappy sound bar in here I brought up to try to work with my NVIDIA computer, but it doesn't have a jack, so it just got left here. That right there is a tube. This is a clear tube from clear piece of PVC that I'm also going to use in the electrohydraulic exomuscle, so you can see what's going on inside the reservoir. So the reservoir is a pressure tube that has a bladder inside of it, and so it squeezes the bladder and always pushes the oil out, so it works in any orientation. and I was using a opaque piece of PVC, and I thought it'd be both for diagnostics and just for showing how it works to people, be more interesting to do a clear piece. So that's why I got that. So I'm going to be redoing that. But there's my office. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. More to come.